Here we are going to divide x to a third power y minus 12x y squared minus 81 y to a seventh power all over negative 3x y to the fifth. The most important part right here is that we have to notice on the denominator we just have one term. So to divide this, we are just going to split the fraction, and it's going to look like this. We will have first x to a third power y over this denominator, which is negative 3x y to the fifth. And then we continue, we put down minus 12x y to the second power over the same denominator, so negative 3x y to the fifth. And then at the end, we have minus 81 y to the seventh power all over the same denominator, negative 3x y to the fifth power. So keep in mind, whenever we're just dividing one thing, we are going to split the fraction. And then we're just going to simplify this, and that individually. So let's see. Here we're going to work out the regular number first. This is like 1 and over negative 3. So we have negative 1/3. That's all. But then here we have x to a third power over x. What we do is just look at this is the x to a first power, and we subtract the exponents. So 3 minus 1 is going to give us the new exponent 2 for the x. So we're just going to do that, okay? Subtract, because here we are dividing x to a third power over x to a first. We subtract the exponents. And maybe let me write it down the notes for you guys. This is 3 minus 1. Okay, that's how we get a 2. And we're going to do the same for the y. This is y to the first power over y to the fifth power. And to get a new exponent, we're just going to work out 1 minus 5. And that will give us negative 4. And here, let me write this down again. This is 1 minus the bottom exponent, which is the 5. And that's how we get the negative 4. So this is exactly what we're doing for the new exponents. Okay? And then we'll continue. But then for this one, we have negative, negative. So it turns out to be positive. And 12 over 3. Well, we can reduce that. This is going to be 1, and this is going to be 4. And then we can continue with this. This is just going to be a 4. X over x. Well, they cancel out exactly, right? So it's gone. How about the y? This is y to the second power over y to the fifth power. Once again, we subtract the exponent. 2 minus 5. That will give us negative 3. So here we did 2 minus 5. That's how we get the negative 3 for the new exponent for the y. Okay? And of course, you don't need to show the little calculations, as long as you keep in mind like what you are doing and then keep track of what you're doing. Everything is okay. But then let me just write this down for you guys. Anyways, lastly, we have minus, negative. Once again, it turns out to be positive. And then we have the 81 over 3, so we can reduce that. 3 goes into 3 one time, 3 goes into 81 27 times. So we have 27. Well, we have no x on the top, but over x. So we can put down 27 over x for now, right? Because we just have the x on the denominator. And then lastly, we have y to the 7th over y to the 5th. So that will give us y to the what power? Well, y to the second power. Because we take 7 minus 5. That will give us the new exponent for the y. So this is like how you do it, right? Simplify all the exponents whenever possible and things like that. And lastly, we're going to put things down nicely together, because whenever we see negative exponents, we'll bring them down to a denominator. And anything that has a positive exponent, it goes to a numerator. So altogether, for the first one, we have the negative. Let's just put the negative sign in the front. And let me draw the fraction bar ready. This is just 1. Doesn't really matter if you put it down or not. And x squared goes to the top. So we have 1x squared. So I will just put down x squared. The 3 is on the denominator already. And the y to the negative 4 goes down to the denominator and becomes y to the positive 4. And this is for the first part. For the second part, we have plus 4. But the negative 3 is only for the y. This right here goes down to a denominator and becomes y to the positive 3 power. make sure you just bring down the y to the denominator, because the negative 3 power, it only applies to the y. Okay, so y to the positive 3 on the denominator only. And lastly, we have plus 27 over x and the y to the positive 2 power. This is positive exponent, so it goes to the numerator. So we have 27 y squared over x. And this will conclude this question right here. That's it.